So I mean, there's not really a deadline when you have to get it done. I mean, as soon as you can. So
we want to get that done this year, so
yeah,
you can't sit around and wait for months. It's got to get done.
Yeah. So yeah, you've advertised the proposal or the RFP?
I haven't.
No. Okay. So, I mean, usually you give consultants 2-3 weeks for proposal, 2 weeks, and then those will be due, and then a week or two later you do interviews. So,
Okay.
I'd say 3 weeks for the proposal advertising, and then another week after that for interviews.
A couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Pretty normal.
Yeah.
After the deadline.
Yeah, so I guess that's where we were at with everything, and then I know there was some flex fund discussion that went on to, and applications that went in for those.
Yeah, so I actually got some news just today here as well, just so you guys know, with that township project. We had, the last we had talked, we were gonna ask for the bridge replacement, or the bridge to be removed, which would be the 123.12.0 with the realignment. I just got a hold of Brandon finally today, and they are going to try to fund that. It's kind of a, get the design done with the bridge removal included, and then we should be able to find the funds to do it. He said with it. So I don't know if we can 100% guarantee that the bridge removal is going to happen under this township project, but we're going to give it a go. I guess he thinks they can find the funds. So that would, I guess, kind of conclude some of the questions and with what is happening with that bridge there now. We will be relocating the roadway and then removing the bridge along with the rest of 47. We'll be using that dirt, obviously, to build the new road and then removing the bridge. So that kind of takes care of some questions as far as what's getting funded here.
Takes
So
care of
that bridge will no
The
longer.
road and removing the bridge, but not the new bridge.
Correct. Nothing with the new bridge on that.
That's the one where the design's been worked on, but it's shelved for now.
Yeah, we had just paused everything because we weren't sure what was happening with the flex fund. So, obviously,
With the road realignment, you're eliminating the bridge.
Right.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We thought the bridge would have to sit there till we got to the
Right,
funding.
and that was a
And
concern.
that's the news we got today, was that it looks like we should be,
Get out of
they're
there,
gonna
and they
fund
can use that dirt
the
to do that
removal.
road.
Yeah, which we were already gonna use the dirt.
Right.
But now it sounds like we're gonna be able to fund getting the bridge out of there at the same time. So, but that takes care of some of the question marks as far as when funding is gonna happen.
So you're gonna move the bridge to a museum somewhere?
Not that one.
That one will be scrapped. That'll be the contractor.
Nothing left of it.
Okay.
The funky bridge though, that's, we'll make a good golf course bridge for the Hardy Golf Course.
There you go.
But the road realignment is a benefit,
Oh, yeah.
a big benefit, because you're eliminating a bridge that the bridge inspectors are gonna have to inspect and you're gonna have to maintain. And, it's also gonna be safer. Because instead of having an intersection at the bottom of the hill, it's gonna be on the top. And 19th gets a lot of traffic.
Oh, yeah. That goes clean across the county.
That has become a very popular haul road to get to Hamburg.
And this, just so the township is eased of any concerns dollar-wise, there won't be any additional funding asked of the township or the county as far as I understand. It's gonna be, the township had said they put 5,000 in and that's where it's staying.
County wasn't on the hook for it.
Nope, county shouldn't be on the hook for anything.
It is very possible
We like
that
that
this
kind of
road
concept.
realignment and now possibly the bridge removal and that road removal will cost Wells County $0 and cost the township $5,000.
Right.
Because the township applied for flex funding for the road realignment, and they were awarded it.
And they've agreed to that recently.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna have a paper from each of you. It's has something to do with other things that we're gonna be discussing, but this goes back a few years. I know you were involved with the paving of that road from Brown to Highway 30.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I need a total dollar value, or a total dollar cost of that project.
Okay.
Because a lot of it was done before I started. I didn't even know where to begin with. And then on County Highway 5, you did the Hamburg Slough area. You kind of get the same thing there.
Yeah.
And you were on the other end of that. Near
Further
Harvey.
over, right?
Yeah, I need that. And then, I know it's about $2 million for the bridge north of town here, but I need that figure as well.
Yeah, we'll know that more on
Not
Friday.
not just our cost, but yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Tell
And then,
them on Monday.
yeah. I'll get you that one on Monday.
and then
Friday
also
afternoon.
that box culvert that went in just south of Harvey. I need that.
You're looking for total project cost,
Yep.
engineering, construction,
Everything.
Okay.
We've got to provide some education and information for our public, and that, to me, is kind of my last piece of what I'm trying to compile, and I don't want to miss a trick here. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You don't want to call in. We're putting a mill increase on the ballot in June. We need education as to the cost of things. That's the thing.
Do you want to add that safety project by Sykes, and that was done at the same time as the dirt work started?
Yeah.
On County 30, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Jason?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, I mean, but
I was on a township road, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little cheaper.
well, it actually wasn't on a township road, it was on our.
Oh, that is
county
a
gravel.
county road.
Yeah.
It's not non-federal aid, but that is.
Yeah, that's ours.
Is that where they're putting in those culverts?
No, remember,
Not where we did that.
it's actually east of Unruh's, out by Klein Saucers. The ditches were straight down 40 feet. And it was a serious safety issue. We got some safety funding, and they got the slope right. They put some new pipes in. It
That
was
was
a
the
pretty
east-west
big
road.
project on the east-west road.
This is the
Okay.
first time I
Yeah.
got worked up by having to buy mitigation papers.
Yeah.
$80,000 an acre or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? You could buy a third of an acre. Get it across the project.
That's going up too.
Well,
The last one I did is now 94,000 an acre. Not an
Mitigation
acre.
acres? So yeah, I'll reach out to you guys, but yeah, that's what I'm looking for, and that's why I'm looking for it.
Sure.
Yep. Sounds good. So then I guess the biggest question would be when funding for the bridge replacement would come through. Because with, so the flex fund is gonna fund realignment, removal of this bridge, and,
So you guys still have P for 23, 123, right?
yeah.
But actually, the bridge that's gonna be replaced is not part of the agreement with KLJ, because that is a completely different bridge on 19th, correct?
Well, that's what, I'm just a little confused in
That's
where,
a little confusing.
Okay, so the way I understand it, and I'm 123.12 is 47th Street, and 125.12 is 49th Street, okay? We're eliminating the bridge on 47th Street. That's gonna be gone.
and 49.
And when we do the project for 49th, that's where we eliminate the bridge and put in a Texas crossing there. What we talked about, culverts, and not putting box culverts in on that
Yeah.
low-maintenance road, basically making a Texas crossing.
and that was, so when that one was originally, funded to be fully replaced,
Right.
Boxstone, right? So we swapped that one with 12311,
Which is the highway.
which is, 19th Street.
Yeah.
Yep, so those two
No,
are,
not the highway, the 19th.
no, that's
Oh,
19th Street.
With 19?
19th
Yeah.
Street, so that one, So the contract that we have right now is to replace the bridge of 19th Street and 47th Avenue. And those are the,
And
Oh,
you've done the preliminary
No.
engineering work for that,
we've done hydraulics, some cultural, environmental work. We haven't yet,
on the one on 19,
on both of those, yep,
right,
yep.
so hold on,
get that?
okay.
I'm just learning that today too. So it sounds like 125.12.0, the funding for PE got moved to 123.
Correct, yeah, yeah.
And so now they have a PE contract
For two
for
structures.
123.11 and 123.12.
Exactly.
Which is 123.11
Is 19.
is 19th and 123.12 is,
47, which will now be eliminated, so that will impact their contract. They'll have to figure that out with the DOT, I guess, as far as that goes. But so now what will remain now is they have a PE contract for, they have the design for 123.11.0, but there's no funding beyond that.
For replacement.
Which I honestly didn't know that.
neither did I thought the two bridge, I thought the original project was 49th, 47th, and 20th over here by Harvey.
It
That's
was,
what it was.
yep,
Yep.
yep. And
And
then,
then I was under the assumption that the funding for 47th and 49th got moved over to County One.
so before that happened, we moved the funding from 49th to 19th.
To 19th, okay,
Yeah.
and I missed that step.
Got moved twice.
It's got moved twice, and that's
Okay.
where I think it was, got confused, you know. Because we didn't wanna, it was, when we talked, the one on 49th didn't need to be a full box culvert. right? So that one was just, the county was gonna remove that one, put in a couple culverts.
Then,
And our-
so,
Yeah,
in layman terms then, the road realignment, we have funding, township does for that road realignment, correct? I mean, yeah, right?
All right, that's,
Through Jason, or
Yeah,
through the,
that's,
through
yeah,
the flex one.
yep.
So there is funding for a box culvert to be put in underneath 19th. We just gotta come up with a design?
there's design money for it, there's no construction
No
dollars.
construction dollars yet, no.
Until 28, 29. I mean, you're looking out quite a ways, and that's subject to change too, depending on what the next infrastructure package looks like with that highway.
And that's something we would have to apply for then.
No, it's programmed. My understanding is just when there's money available, they'll fund it.
They've already funded the design work, so
Yeah.
they're not gonna more than likely drop the project at this point.
Right, exactly.
I would agree, I would
Right?
assume.
You just gotta
That-
wait
that-
for the money.
exactly.
They're not gonna kick you off.
Yep.
See, the confusing thing here though is you should ask them to correct the program sheet too. Because if you look at the program sheet, it is still showing 123.12 and 125.12. It's not showing 123.11. So they need to get that fixed in there, because right now, that hasn't been changed.
Yeah, right.
So that's a problem though, because if they don't change the bridge numbers on here, when funding does become available, they're gonna be funding the wrong bridges.
Yeah.
So this needs to get fixed. If you want me to do it, I'll call them, but this needs to get fixed. This is how they program. And if they don't,
Yeah, I mean, we have plenty of emails, documentation from Kenton and local government too,
Gotta get
saying that
fixed.
it's been.
Gotta get fixed.
But yeah.
it needs to be fixed on here, because the local government people, this is what they look at, is this sheet. And if it's not right on this sheet, it's not gonna get done right. So that needs to get fixed.
Yep.
I think for your sake,
Yeah.
because that bridge will never get funded properly if we don't get this corrected on here.
I mean, yeah.
That's the main sheet.
This is the sheet that
Right.
they go off, right?
Yeah, they had, when they had switched in their programming, we had got updated list from it, but obviously it didn't get transferred over to the program sheet, so. Half of them are wrong usually when they do them.
It's not unusual for them to mess this up, but it is usual for them to mess it up and then us not get the right funding. So that's why I'm saying, we need to make sure next
Ahead
year,
of time.
this sheet is correct going into next year, or else we won't get that bridge funded.
So with the realignment and the removal, like you can't really complete the realignment until the bridge is replaced, or where?
No,
You can.
we're going through here, we're matching in over here. So it really doesn't affect this bridge at all.
Okay. So you're going to just, in the future, put in, or how are you?
I'll show you.
Okay.
This is what it's like.
Gotcha, okay, so you're bypassing.
Yeah, this all goes away, and this will be in the 47.
Okay.
Away from the low area.
Okay. So moving
Gonna
this
go
one,
around and come
replacing
on
that in the
the
future.
west side of the new bridge that's gonna be on 19th, right?
Yep, it'll be on the west side.
It'll be on the west
Yeah,
side
it is
of the
funny,
19th
yeah.
Street.
Right, but I'm just saying, it's gonna be on the west side of,
Yeah, high and
Nineteen
dry,
bridge.
yeah.
high and dry, 'cause I don't know,
Just
I don't know how
everybody's on the
far-
right page.
I don't know how far they've gone in the design of 12311, but I would assume a grade raise will be part of that project. The road
That's pretty
needs-
low in there.
The road needs to be lifted, probably almost to where we're gonna relocate the intersection of 47th now. So,
And then 49th has to be stopped at 19. So it doesn't go, that road needs to be cleaned, taken out of there, because 49th will hook onto 19. On the north end of the river, so that. you can-
47th will hook on the 19th, Brian.
Yeah.
No.
Talking about two different things.
Yes.
49th is coming from the north. And it
You're
hits
looking at the
19.
wrong
Hey,
thing.
No, I'm not looking at the wrong thing. Right there's the bridge you're taking.
Brian,
out. Hey,
Who's
wait
on
a minute.
first?
Right here.
Baseball.
Wait a minute. Come
That's
here.
gonna be it,
What are they gonna
Texas
do with
crossing.
this intersection? Let it run the river?
oh, there's gonna be a Texas crossing there.
Nothing's gonna be done on 49.
It's gonna be a Texas
In
crossing.
fact, there's no funding right now for 49, correct?
It's gonna be
Because
at the
everything's been
river.
moved away.
Okay,
We don't want
bridge
any
is.
funding
the one
for
time we were
49.
taking 49.
Yeah,
put
correct,
stuff
that
on
was,
19.
that one's not gonna be funded through Fed Highway.
No,
49th,
it's 47th is going to 19th.
there is no project.
We never ever changed.
Correct.
You don't
That
follow
was-
it, Boone. If I'm coming down 49th and I'm going and I'm hitting 19, we were gonna stop it there so that they could go either way. They could go back over to 47th and go down over there. Now you wanna put a Texas crossing in there and let it go.
So you thought we're gonna just.
I thought we were
take
gonna
out
stop 49th going to hit 19.
What do you mean, eliminate the
The
road?
road?
Yeah, eliminate that piece of road there. Why would you wanna take care of that piece of road?
It's a mile-long road.
It connects to the next road south, which is what,
And it goes,
20?
20.
20?
it goes
No, 18.
west. It goes
I have
west.
50-50 chance.
Yeah, but over here, you're taking 49th and you're taking it all the way to 47th, that's okay. All right? But when you're coming down 49th from the north, it's not okay to go over to 47th and back and use that road.
I still don't know where you're at.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Talk about it after the meeting.
That road is gonna be traveled yet, because there's gonna be culverts put in there and Texas crossing, so it's gonna be.
The road is gonna be there.
Still be used.
Okay.
How we doing?
So we squared away now?
Wow, I don't understand what he
Anything
wants,
more
but
from
that's
you?
fine. We'll talk about it later.
Well,
Say it.
so when the time comes then, 28, 29, whatever, hopefully there'll be funding for a 4-barrel box on 19th, correct? Then you guys have the design contract for that.
Yes.
Okay. Is that clear? Questions with you guys?
Well, that was the question.
Right.
That was crystal clear.
So if you're gonna put a Texas crossing there, why does the road from 49th gotta come up to the bridge? You can cross it down there. Why pay for rerouting the road?
No, no,
This is
you're
a-
talking about two different things.
Two different areas.
Okay, look at 49th. Look where it is. Okay, the bridge stops there. Okay?
Where that yellow peg is.
Yep. And now you're gonna make them go to 47th, which is a good thing.
No,
No,
no, there's gonna be a Texas crossing there, Brian.
So why bother making the trail up to 47th if there's a Texas crossing there?
It's
See,
already.
just
Can we,
there.
I mean, when we're done here, can we take a pause in the meeting?
No, it's a simple, we'll explain it to you.
Hey, wait a minute now. You guys are missing the boat, what I'm trying to say. Okay? We're at 49, okay?
Okay.
Across the river, we're going up to 47, right?
No, you can cross that 49.
Okay, then why
Are
even
you
bother
going-
making the trail from 49th to 47th if you can cross it
There's
down
no
there?
trail going from 49th to 47th. There's,
I know that, but
It's
you
a
wanna
gravel
make
road.
it's a gravel road.
That's
It's a mail route, gravel road, Brian.
It's a mail route.
Brown trail.
But you're gonna reroute it from 49th up to 47th, correct?
No,
No.
When did that change?
The reroute,
we're gonna reroute.
Rerouting 47th to 19th.
Okay.
Rerouting 47th to 19th.
I started realizing like this.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got the
You're
map.
talking like Tuesday, Saturday,
This,
or deal.
so this would be like this. like
Yeah.
this right here. So 47th would be jogger.
Right, right. But you got 49th coming down here,
Way over.
47th.
That's 49th, way over there.
49th is way over
Yeah,
there.
At one time, they were talking about making this road like this.
No, it was on 47th we talked about that.
Okay.
It's just 47th moving over out of
Okay,
the, out of
thank
the
you.
valley there.
Now the word will get straight.
dumb question of the day, we'll be able to do a land swap, so we don't have to buy a bunch of ag property to make this happen, won't we?
Well, it's hay land there. We're not gonna be using the crop land. We do have right of way figured in about $25,000 worth of right of way that's in those costs.
Okay.
So we will have to purchase right of way from, is it Jim?
Dave.
Dave.
Or no, Jim, sorry.
Dave
Yeah,
and Jim Owen.
Yep, Jim, yep. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they'll let that.
Well, that's a big deal nowadays.
Oh, I
yeah.
know it is.
Well, he was all in favor of the road realignment when we talked to him. He
Oh,
said,
good.
It will be to his advantage.
Because we're obviously giving up where the right of way is. So could conceive
But
of
yeah.
this trade,
It'll be a land swap.
lawn swap.
He may want a little more on top of that, because right now that's a 33 feet each side right of way. I would say we would purchase at least 50 feet each side of center line. So we are gonna be probably purchasing more land, but he was very on board. When Don sat down with him, it sounded like he's gonna agree to whatever we
Yeah.
have there. I mean,
Don and him have had a lot of talks.
again, though, those right-of-way costs were worked into that, so.
Yeah, so it's not, like yeah, I mean, it's worked into the project fund.
So you're going to include the removal of that bridge in the flex fund project?
That was what Brandon told me today. I don't have 100% guarantee, so
That's
what we're-
123.12.
That's what we're working towards.
Well, just so we're on the same page.
on the same page for an
I know that, but somehow.
You
Hey,
got
get
that by
on your mouth.
No, I was on the right page for one again. You're the one that was off.
For your projects.
Sorry, I was off.
Wow.
Obliteration.
Well, we gotta move along here.
Yeah.
Me too.
You got anything else for these guys? Anybody?
Not at this moment. This segment isn't on KFR News tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. I
That's
didn't
gonna
know
figure
what
out.
was going on.
That's gonna figure out.
I don't, you guys, any of us mind just handing that up.
Fine.
Brent, you got any other questions?
No,
Got it?
There we
You
go.
done with
You
me?
guys-
Right.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you guys for coming in.
I guess the only other thing I have is I'm hoping to get that contract signed today.
For the road realignment.
Get going on that road realignment, bridge removal.
Put that away.
I sent it over.
And it's kind of weird, this I don't like the way they're doing these because
Thanks, Brian.
thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
it's a township project.
Hey, can I call you Friday afternoon after the bid opening?
I'll
give you a call right when you get it.
Contracts.
Perfect, thank you.
Then you would pay and then you get reimbursed and I go back. So the township really never sees the money as far as I can tell. You're
So the
still,
township's gonna stiff us, right?
you're still paying it?
At least it's only
that's
this
what-
much, Dan.
I know. Because it put it all on you guys.
So DOT does that?
The way the DOT set up this flex fund for townships is
they
You
don't,
guys are still basically in charge. This is still basically your job.
yeah.
Thankfully, I don't have to submit their projects for them anymore, so I'll sign on that.
You're going to have to pay the money up front. You'll get 100% reimbursed, and then the township's just gotta write you a check for $5,000 when it's all said and done. Is the way it was explained to me. So you have to front the money though. I mean, their reimbursements have been quick. They've been paying within a month or two.
Yeah, just 5,000 up front then.
You might wanna get your money.
Interest on your money, guys.
You know, that township's so happy this is happening, they'll probably do that.
We're doing the work for them.
This is a big plus for
And
out there.
doesn't come cheap.
Oh, it is.
It's just a humongous plus, because you're eliminating a bridge, and on a road that really was never used. Nobody could go over it with any equipment. It was just a worthless road. is what it
We're
was.
talking 47.
Keeping everything on high ground.
I think they were hoping it was
I can do that.
the same year, now we're bridges.
Well, and
That was said.
yeah, well, there was possible hope, but you know,
Yeah,
that-
I know.
to let you guys know with projects, usually when you get the funding, then you gotta go through the whole process of design, and then it's the next year you do it, so, I mean, it takes time. There's-
Well, I'm glad you guys got us together. I appreciate it because I did not know. He had not explained to me that the funding from 49th had been moved over to 19th. I had no idea. I still thought they were working on 49th, so that got moved.
But it isn't in your contract yet, you gotta get that changed.
What's that?
That what you were just talking about a little bit ago, to get that changed.
Well, that was a typo.
Yeah,
In your,
that takes one call from
I know,
him
but-
to them, hopefully,
it wasn't,
to clarify that.
right, so that they all understand.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page on clarifying what's what now.
Yeah,
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Sounds that way.
so, I don't know, this is probably gonna be, Jan said dumb question, I got the dumbest one of all. Okay, so, when you were talking about land swap and everything else, is there any way that we can come up with an acre or something that we can use as mitigation acres in the future on this project? You see where I'm going with it?
Yeah, set up a mitigation bank of some sort. We could try to do that. They're making that really, really difficult to do.
Because,
anymore.
you know, like you said, a mitigation acre is what, 90,000 now?
Yeah.
94,000?
And they make it more difficult so they can just raise the price. It's a supply and demand thing.
Because
They wanna make it easier to
Well,
make that.
They're making it harder in the way they say that we don't inspect it correctly, that it's not done, the proper steps aren't being taken, but it's really just because they want to do it themselves and get the money, so. Because we did this in McHenry County a few years ago, where we had a road widening project and we had about 5 acres of impact, and we actually built a wetland area, went through
Just
all
made
the
a slough,
processes.
basically.
Essentially, we made a slough, yeah, we made a slough bigger is what we did.
Okay.
But then you could use that mitigation acres for future projects.
Future projects, we had banked like 2 acres, I think, out of it, which was a great project. I mean, it cost like $25,000 of the county. They saved $250,000 on that project and another $125,000 on another project later on, essentially.
So who approves?
So that goes through the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
They have to approve.
They have to approve all of that, and they have made that very, very difficult for us to.
Anything with the wildlife is terrible.
So who monitors that?
It has to be monitored for 5 years, and that's where the problem is coming in now, is they are claiming that counties and states were not properly monitoring them, and so for that, they're going to pull that option away from us. I can look into it, but it's getting to be very difficult to do.
Oh, I just didn't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
basically was just asking the question.
No, we've asked that many times, can we make wetland banks for each county so that when we do a new project, we have a bank?
We have a bank of mitigation.
You can make a wetland bank northeast of the new road?
That's, well, it would be, yeah, it would be northeast of the
Everything
new road.
northeast of the new road.
Yep, and make,
In
and
between the river and the
in
new
between the
road.
river, kind of where we're taking the bridge. And if we could make a mitigation bank there,
It's gotta be worth a try probably.
well, I mean,
I
it's
can
just
definitely
with the,
ask.
you guys know as well as everybody else, the mitigation acres is going up higher than my blood pressure. Yeah, and so,
Don't get me started.
so I mean, if you can, if it's possible, if it's worth looking into to have some type of mitigation bank, because we're doing this project, that
It's a good idea.
in the long run, it might benefit the county.
I have a question though, Brent. When they did the Heimdall Bridge up there, didn't we have to buy some land from Elvisher's? That time.
And we,
Did they try to get any mitigated acres for
Well, I
that, or
think
what
we
was
had
that
to-
all
I
about? I
think-
can't remember.
I think we had to buy mitigation acres there.
But we bought, that was about
But the
50.
land we bought from Elvisher's was conducive to a well.
That was about,
That
yeah,
high
it was about
ground.
like this thing.
That was
It's
to
just
build
like
roads,
this
we bought
little
land
corner.
from them to build roads there.
See, and they, it can't just be any piece of land either. They have to actually specify, they actually tell us where it's gonna be.
Oh,
That's the problem.
But this could
But
be
this could
receptive, it's
qualify.
right beside the
Yeah,
river.
we'll, I wrote it down.
This could be in
I'll
that
ask them.
corner right there.
I'll ask them the question.
Yeah,
But
it
like,
could be in that corner.
Divide County 2, we did something like this about 5 years, no, it's probably been more than that, 8 years ago now. It wasn't even close to the road that we built. It was actually 5 miles away.
oh wow.
Landowner had plugged area, or no, unplugged an area that they wanted plugged back for wetland, and he agreed to. We had to pay him obviously, and we built that. So, but they told us this area is the area we want essentially. So, but I can bring it up. Never hurts.
Doesn't hurt.
They're just making it really hard on us anymore. It used to be an easier thing to do.
Back in the 70s, they had to buy a pile of mitigation acres because they were going to be done. Those were up, we fenced some of them, they were up in Devil's Lake area all over. Back in those days, it was easy. They just throw some money at somebody that had some sloughs and whatever up in that country, and it's done. Well, now it's a big deal. Back then, they filed.
Even 20 years ago, we could buy these from the state with credits for $5 grand an acre. This has all been in the last 15, 20 years. Ducks Unlimited and U.S. Fish and Wildlife are working hand in hand on this
Yeah.
little racket they got going on now. So.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
Jason.
Thank you for straightening things out. Or asking questions and getting it straightened out.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta do it.
Wanted to know what we were doing.
Right.
Lydia? you wanna come up?
Thank you.
Talk
See
to you
ya.
later, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
I noticed one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about was when Skip and Scott were here. Did they ever get permits for the part that was done?
In Village or Township?
I think that was what it was.
The only
part
part
That's the only place it's been done.
Because as when we had that planning and zoning meeting on October 3rd, it was brought up that there was no permits that they'd even gotten to do that. And then at the special meeting, you guys had that on, what day was the special meeting at?
October 3rd, or what year?
Of 2024. So 2 years ago. That was for the Red River Valley project. And then you guys had a special meeting. And at that special meeting, it was brought up that they had actually been here 2 years before to get permits. How did you guys miss giving them permits? I mean, you gotta think about this. This is a big deal. You give a project to a company without permits, and then they use condemnation to take people's land. But they didn't even have the permission to do any of it.
I think the township is the one that got the permits.
Well,
Right?
the talk,
way down by-
the talk that was done,
Right,
Greg
Brian?
County, they
Way
came
down
to
by
you guys on a
Brian's house.
special meeting. And it was brought up, and they said that they would be back, what was it? The 9th is when you guys had your special meeting. It's held in the auditor's office. And then they said that they probably won't get back to the project in the state till 2027. But they didn't have permits for all the stuff they dug up and all the pipe they dropped. I believe they dropped 2 miles of pipe. Because I've been out to the site to look at it.
Okay.
Well, you guys have to think about when you're in these positions, that you're supposed to be in these seats protecting the people of this county. And when corporations can come in, they don't get their permits. They're allowed to take people's land for these projects. But they didn't really have the right to be in there with that project in the first place without the permitting process done first. Because that would mean that anybody could just come in and do whatever they want to do. And what protects the people?
We discussed that with Village Township, I remember.
I have to
They
refresh that
came
the
here
whole
because
process.
they were concerned with road haul agreements, am I correct?
Oh, yeah, we have.
That was part of it, yeah.
I don't think they got their permit till that special meeting.
Yep, it was after the special meeting that they said that they were going to go, because there was no permits issued for that project at all in the county. And at that time, they had done, they've got 81 signed easements as of October 9th, and they were still waiting on 26, and they were gonna use condemnation to get the rest of that land, that they hadn't gotten yet. So, I mean, it's a very important job that you guys have.
Well, they came in and asked for permits now, though.
Yeah, but
That's
I
that
know-
was not done
I know
last
what
time.
you're saying, and I remember that, but yeah.
I mean, it's about protecting the people of this county.
No, I agree with you, yeah.
Okay, now, the last thing, so I'm not gonna take a lot of your time up. I'm still waiting back for notifications that were sent to the county back in 2025. So we would have had a notification sent to you guys on the 20th, an affidavit asking for a response back.
20th of what?
May 20th would have been 2025.
A year ago.
Yeah.
About.
Yeah, and then on the 2nd, I know everybody got the stuff, because I have confirmation that on the 2nd, these documents were actually delivered, okay? So you were sent the letters, and I asked for you guys to confirm how you do your property tax, and about land that has been put back to the original land tax, okay? I never got notification back from any of you guys. It wasn't even on the agenda that you guys had gotten any kind of communication. But I know you got the communication because they were signed off on. This one was sent to, top one is Oliver Bromke, and that was signed by Mr. Sweetland. This next one here was to Christopher Klug about it, and that was signed by Janelle. Then Janna Mogren got one. She signed for it. I sent one to Dennis Doctor, and it was signed by Mr. Sweetland, and then, of course, to the auditor's office, signed by Mr. Sweetland. No correspondence back on that. Then, on June, it was June, in June, I sent the notice of dispute, okay? When notices are sent to the county, you guys have 60 days to respond. 3 notices were, one was sent, 2 were hand-delivered. One was hand-delivered at the July 22nd meeting, and then at the August 5th meeting. You guys do have to answer notices. You have 60 days to answer. So you've gone past answering my notice. So as far as it goes, then that means that my notice stands. Did anybody did anybody read it? Because it was given into the record both times. Is it recorded anywhere that it was given into the record? That needs to be done too when you're doing something that's supposed to be put into the record.